Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Culz Reviews. We are in 2025 as of now, and we're back into some more dinosaur. I'm sure you guys have seen our Jurassic Dead review that went live before this one, but we're back to more of a documentary-style dinosaur film to tie into maybe another scientific paper. I don't know. We just did one late 2024 about the Allosaurus saurophaganax paper, so go check that out. But today we're doing a review or look at the Lost Dinosaurs of Egypt. It's a two-part A&E special, which I had seen as a kid, and I guess the one I watched was like the full version, or I just watched like for 2 hours and didn't know it was two parts. But I guess, yeah, it was always two parts. So yeah, we're gonna be checking that out today. Sam and Matt are both here. Sam, was it your first time watching this one? Matt, was this your first time watching this one?
Yes, it was.
I honestly don't think that it was for me. I think you showed me this before one time when we were hanging out.
I might have. It does have Spinosaurus in it, so would make sense.
Or you had me watch it. I do remember like parts of this, and I was just like, I think I've seen this before.
It's a 2-hour special that covers an expedition out to the Bahariya Formation, kind of in the footsteps of Ernst Stromer, who's a maybe not well-known paleontologist, though he should be. But if you're a fan of Spinosaurus or really any of the big African dinos like Carcharodontosaurus, you heard his name, and unfortunately probably most well known for his fossils and the holotype of Spinosaurus being blown up in World War II. So Sam, what is something that you learned from this episode?
I learned that he actually had a decent amount, or at least like the spines he had like up in a museum before he lost them, which is what he's known for, as the man who lost his fossils.
Yeah, he kind of has a tragic story. I kind of have
His story is very tragic.
Yeah. I have a drawing. It's actually his drawing of the holotype, and what's shaded in is what he had. So you can see he had most of the spine, as far as obviously why Spinosaurus has its name. Matt, what is something you learned from this one?
Make sure you're prepared and bring everything that you need so you don't have to make multiple return trips. And working in a sand desert is not a place I would want to be doing a dinosaur excavation.
Yeah, there's that part where they get hit by the sandstorm, and you're just like, maybe not so much fun.
Oh, it's funny. He's like, oh, it's like hurricane force winds out here, and it's like 40 miles per hour. Well, it's not really hurricane force, but
Right.
I mean, I still wouldn't want to be out with that because we know sand. Sand does not feel good.
Yeah, I don't want to get pelted in the face by sand. Or on your arms, or just exposed skin. Doesn't sound like fun. Also want to bring lots of water. It's something I think we talked about when we did the other Spinosaurus documentary, where they were like, yeah, make sure you bring your water because it gets hot. Sam, did you enjoy how they were scouting for fossils?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I mean, it makes sense. But
just driving around.
Yeah. You don't really want to walk it, so it does make sense.
Yeah,
If you run over it or something, or run over something, that might be it.
Yeah, I think that's how they found that one. They're like, well, we ran over it, so we know it's here. And that was the first one. That's kind of what I like about this one is it kind of shows you more of the process, as far as like they went and scouted. They found some locations so then they could go back with an actual expedition. And then they checked 3 different locations. 2, they found like kind of scrap material because Stromer or somebody had been there. They were guessing Stromer, but who knows? It could have been someone else. And then, of course, it was their original site that they checked last that gave them what they were looking for. And then it goes into kind of like you have to prep it and clean it and, just check it against other genre that have been found. There's a couple other titanosaurs out in Africa, so they were like, okay, do they match up? Not. Once they found out not, they knew they had a new dino, and then they showed you how they came up with the name. Matt, this one kind of kicked off in a bar. Does this seem like something we would do when we'd go drink a little bit and decide to go on a fossil expedition?
Yeah, but sometimes with you, it's just we get in the car and you're like, I've got a surprise for you guys before we even have the alcohol.
This is very true.
All right, so you guys might see a documentary like this one day. We'll just be like, all right, we're fossil hunting. Not sure how we drove 5 hours to the site today, but we're here. This also came out right after Jurassic Park 3. I think it was the next year, 2002. But it showcases the JP3 Spino a couple of times. It also shows the Spinosaurus like wading through water, so it's something. I don't know. People always kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's always like those news articles with dinosaurs, and a lot of times it's like Spinosaurus was a swimmer. Like I legit got this one not long ago, and it was like new research shows Spinosaurus swam. I'm like, yeah, I mean that's been known for a while. Perhaps the extent
to me.
What? We watched a whole documentary on it, Sam.
No.
Matt, is there any dinosaurs that stuck out to you in this one?
Just the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex. I think they called that like a land shark or something like that.
Oh, the Carcharodontosaurus.
Yep. And that one was kind of interesting, but again, to really see how they're comparing the alligators to the Spinosaurus is interesting.
Yeah, Carcharodontosaurus is named because it has very thin, at least when it was found, it was one of the few very thin shaped teeth that reminded them of the great white shark, which scientific name is Carcharodon carcharias. So that's why Carcharodontosaurus is the shark-toothed lizard. So yeah, it's also T-Rex sized, and I think that's always kind of been the big mystery of the Bahariya or even the Kim formation, where there's a lot of these big predators and not a lot of prey. Granted, there's probably a lot more that we don't know about, but I think we've mentioned this before. Just the environment, really harsh. Sam, you have some experience with titanosaurs. What'd you think of Paralititan?
I definitely thought it was cool. I do love Titanosaurus.
Yeah, and it's one. In here it was. I'm trying to think what other kind of big dinosaurs were known. I mean, obviously like Brachiosaurus, maybe Poseidon, and Argentinosaurus, and I think they said what was it like second biggest dinosaur or something, second or third?
They always say that.
No, usually they say it's the biggest. The thing with Paralititan is it really hasn't gotten nerfed. Sometimes you see these big dinosaurs claim to be so big, and then when because they find like fragments and stuff or just bone here or there and have to make a good guesstimate of how big they are, and when they find more, shrinks or gets bigger. But Paralititan I think still up around 90 feet and like 30 plus tons or something, so still rather large. So Matt, by chance, do you recognize who was narrating our documentary today?
Yes, I did. I heard the voice, and already I was like, all right. The one and only Matthew McConaughey, well known for some of his movies and his voice and his classic catchphrase,
I thought it was Emilio Estevez.
No, it was Matthew McConaughey, and of course we all know Dazed and Confused, the one Matt was quoting. But yeah, I'd forgotten that he was the narrator, and it's kind of weird to think of him as a narrator back then. But I mean, you get your start back in the day, and still not like super big back then. It's kind of come full circle. Today you'll see some bigger names as well, kind of getting back into the narration games. So it was kind of neat. Sam, anything else you want to discuss about this one? Maybe about Ernst Stromer's life?
Yeah, he dealt with a lot of things. Like, both of his sons ended up going into war, or at least two of his sons went to war, and then like one died like a week into enlisting, wasn't it, or was it a couple days? I forget.
So I think two of his three sons died, and the one of them died like
One
a
was
week.
like really quickly.
Well, he died like pretty quickly, but also like a week or two before Germany had it, like
Before they surrendered.
yeah, surrendered. And at that point, you're just like, wow, that was such a blow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, his
And then,
other son.
Yeah, his other son got captured by Russia and was in a camp for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually was released. But then World War II happened, and his fossils got blown up.
Yeah, over in Berlin, during an Allied bombing raid trying to take out communications. And I don't think they discussed it in this one, but I do know Stromer was actively trying to get them to move the fossils. But the curator was not up for that and didn't do it, and unfortunately lost some of his work. So yeah, Stromer has a really kind of sad story, and it's too bad that people I don't think know about him as much. And that's why I kind of like this one. Not only does it show you kind of behind the scenes stuff about expeditions and how you find fossils, or kind of luck upon finding the fossils, but also brings Stromer's story to light a little bit more. And hey, once we get a little bit bigger and are able to travel, maybe we'll go over to Germany and do some of the sites related to Stromer and visit his grave. And hey, maybe we'll end up in Bahia. Maybe not for a full expedition, but at least to be like, hey, we did it. We were out.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to think how shipping fossils has changed since then, because they like said it took them like months to get the stuff, and it was like clearly like unboxed and like looked through and then like packaged. And so he had a lot of work to try and get it back from the states it was in.
Well, yeah, and then they had to work out a special agreement. Hey, let us bring it over to America, but we'll send you anything important, but we just want to be able to study it first,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of politicking, and like Sam said, a lot of just kind of behind the scenes look at just moving the fossils. Spinosaur teeth are very common, but to find a big humerus of the Paralitine, which was really pretty big. Another thing with this, like even Stromer, when he made Spinosaurus, which you can't see, but it has a person sized in his drawing, but it showed it at least on par with T-Rex. And you wonder if it hadn't gotten blown up, because it was found about 10 years after, so not super, super long. It was definitely before dinosaurs became kind of in the public zeitgeist, but maybe we could have lived in a world where Spinosaurus was kind of the big dinosaur besides T-Rex. And you never know. I do like how they give it like 2 fingers, though. I'm looking at that now. Give it like 2 fingers and then like a little third one. Just like a little baby. Matt, is there any sites in here that were kind of cool that you would like to go visit one day?
Maybe one day. I think anywhere really along Egypt or somewhere out there, man, it just would be great history, just period.
See, so, stick with us. We are growing, obviously, because of you guys. So we're very thankful. 2025 is off to a good start. You guys obviously gave us some just really helpful support in 2024 and 2023. Obviously, that boosted us, and we're just doing really, really cool things. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see that this year and enjoy it. Sam, any final thoughts? And do you recommend this one, and what do you rate it?
Final thoughts is it's a good insight into how paleontology and like the people that excavate collide together a little bit, because there was definitely some heated moments. There was some excitement, then there was just complete morale depletion, and then brought back up again. But overall, I mean, it was a good watch. I do recommend it, and I would probably give it a Keegan's 6 out of 10. I'm kidding. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was definitely really good.
Matt, also, there's a fun Star Wars nickname in here. What was the guy's nickname in here?
Chewie. At first I was like, is it Chewbacca? Is that why? Maybe he was a big fan of Star Wars back in the day growing up, and they called him Chewie for short. But yeah, no, that was fun. Much along the lines of Sam, though. I didn't really, in all the other films we watched, we've never seen the arguments and the heatedness of the paleontologists and the diggers and everyone just going at it. I wouldn't want to be, what did you call the digger people?
The excavators?
Yeah, the excavators. I don't know they had another name other than digger. But yeah, just hearing the arguments and the heatedness of the exchanges going back and forth, it's like, ooh, I'd probably been like, you know what, dig it up your damn self, then I'm out.
Right.
I did find it, like I said, it was informational. There was some stuff to learn. So anytime, you come away learning stuff, it always deserves a better grade than. So I'm probably going to put this similar to Sam, 8.5. I would recommend it. I mean, especially if you like to listen to Matthew McConaughey talk your ear off. This one kind of meets that.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. Like I said at the beginning, I had watched this as a kid, so you never know, again, how things are going to hold up. But I thought it held up really well. I didn't, and maybe I appreciate it more as an adult versus a kid, where you were looking more for like the CGI scenes of the dinosaurs versus like the science or whatever. And as you get an adult, you want to learn a little bit more. So, like I said, to tell the story of Ernst Stromer, which I don't even know if I don't think there's a book, like a biography book about him, at least in English. So maybe that's something I can fix and write up. But also to just see, like the guys have said, the behind the scenes paleontology world and kind of the highs and the lows, from sandstorms to driving over the bones to finding a new species and all above. Even just being one of the boys and hanging out at a bar and kind of having the moment I think all of us have had where we get a little past the limit, maybe 2 or 3, and you're like, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go on an expedition. Maybe that's just us because we like to travel and stuff. So kind of remind me of us, where we're just like, let's go explore and do something cool. And the dinosaurs were nostalgic to see, even if they're maybe not most up to date, but I do enjoy that take on the Spinosaurus. It's kind of weird, and it was attacking a Pralotitan, which probably wouldn't have happened in real life, but it was interesting to see. So I would say 7.5, 8 out of 10. Matthew McConaughey does really good, like they've said as well, on narrating. So if you haven't, go check it out. It's on YouTube, where you can find part 1 and 2, and it's pretty good quality still. The CGI, everything holds up for being 22 years old. It's not super blurry or anything like some other ones where I've gone back and like, didn't hold up as well as I thought. So yeah, we will be back for more just stuff. 2025 is just kicking off, so we got lots of plans. Sam's got some plans for some episodes. I know Matt's got some plans, and we got some group plans, and of course we got festival plans and things we've been invited to. So it should be another really fun year, and we'll do some more dinosaur stuff. Like I said, I know there's another paper about something at some point. It will come out hopefully in 2025. So if it does, trying to just get ahead of the curve on like when that Allosaurus Anax paper came out, and I was like, dang, I have to do this all in a night. So for more Culz Reviews, though, click that link to your left. You can catch our Jurassic Dead episode. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to the right. And don't forget to hit that like and give us a subscribe.
And switch that notification bell from personalized to all if you want to be updated on all of the upcoming videos.
And let us know, is there a paleo documentary you want us to check out? Tell us in the comments below.
Or if you've gone digging.
Yeah, because maybe we will. The Morrison Museum offers it, so maybe it's a expedition thing we will go try to do. We'll actually go into the field and maybe dig up something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.